Hello guys, welcome back to Go Discs. And this is so much for looking at a bootleg. Another bootleg actually, I've told one beforehand. Now I'm talking about another one. This is Frank Zappa, The Eyes of Osaka. Originally came out in 1989 and also I think 1990 as well. I think 89 was like the first version of it, and then in Europe we got in 1990. Mind you, it's a bootleg. This is actually a. I'm not sure if it's an audience recording or FM broadcast. It's Zappa. This is this is like early 76. This is Japan, Osaka, February the 3rd, 1976. This is. So this point is an interesting thing that I found at a charity shop. I found in the RSPCA charity shop many years ago actually. I found it for £1 actually, along with the Lars. For about this bootleg was only £1. This was, whereas the Lars was about 50p. I'll talk about the Lars earlier on. In good, it's very early on in the series, so interesting to talk about this one now. So yeah, so this basically captures Zappa and his in a small scale band actually in early '76, because you've got him, you've got Napoleon Murphy Brock as well on vocals and woodwind and everything. You've got Terry Bozzio on drums. You've got Roy Estrada on bass, and you've got Andre Lewis on keyboards. So it's a small scale band. I think during this time actually, his band started getting a bit smaller, just a bit more on the rhythm section, with an added extra to it. It's an interesting lineup actually, because 76, people think of, they think of Zappa in New York. They think of Philadelphia 76, of course, with the lineup including with Bozzio, Patrick O'Hearn on bass, Eddie Jobson on keyboards and violin, Ray White on lead rhythm guitar and vocals, and Bianca Odin on vocals as well. He plays a character Chrissy when they did Teas and Beer. But this is much more earlier. This is very early. So this might come off with the tour with Captain Beefheart and the Mothers at that point. I think towards the end of the Mothers infancy at that point, and also the orchestral favourites concerts that he did throughout the year before in '75. So, and obviously this is meant to support the anniversary, like the 10th anniversary freak out or something. To my knowledge, I think it is. I think it probably is, because they do play songs on here. So you get some songs people probably know, of course. They play On the Slime. They play they play songs for freak outs, but like I Ain't Got No Heart, How Could I Be Such a Fool, and I'm Not Satisfied. You get other stuff like Stinkfoot, Dirty Love's on here as well. You get San Ber'dino as well. Chunga's Revenge is on here as well. That leads into a drum solo by Bozzio. You've also got some stuff that appeared on the other albums at the time, Zappa in New York, and obviously Leather as well, like the Illinois Enema Bandits on here. Honey, Do You Know a Man Like Me as well? It's on here as well. It's quite a lot of stuff. Quite an interesting set list it is, of course. And quality's it's not amazing, but it's interesting. It's on YouTube anyway, so you can check it out. I just managed to find a physical copy of this thing in a charity shop of all places. Usually these days you could probably find bootlegs on anywhere in HMV these days. It's like an actual FM broadcast and everything else. I mean, even with Zappa, they still sell FM radio broadcasts of other stuff like from 1973 or whatever in HMV. So you get your money's worth from that thing, of course. Whereas I just found this old CD that's quite different. I looked at it, I thought I thought it was like something like Apostrophe, really. But I think it is Apostrophe, but flipped, the cover, but flipped, and a bit more dark, I think, or maybe a different outtake of it. I'm not entirely sure, really. But I thought, that's interesting. I also looked at the back, I think, oh, okay. So it's a live gig, of course. Obviously, the background's got a lot of hair on the back, of course, and green font and everything. It's like, interesting. So yeah, always thought it was a interesting release. I never actually listened to it until I saw it listed on YouTube, and I think the quality is just a bit, it's one of those things. Again, it's like 70s bootleg. This is so, but it's so. But obviously, it's one of those things. Really, like it's you never really see it at all. Like you thought it might be released like in the 70s, really, like with many ones like Led Zeppelin, of course, who were notorious with bootlegs, of course, same as Zappa, of course. But it didn't release until the late 80s, of course, at that point when Zappa was sort of near to towards the end of his life, in his final years, really, at that point. It's interesting. It's just a weird find that I found. I do own another Zappa bootleg. I do. That's from 1975. Actually, so that's the Beefheart Mothers college album. If people know what that is. So yeah, and I do own a few like between Noose and Talking Heads live the US festival. I think it was US festival in '82. I think as well. So I do own quite a number of bootlegs anyway, so it's no problem. And one which I'll probably I'll probably talk about another time actually. But this one I thought I'd just get off the chest really and bring it out there like I want to own. So there you go. So that's Frank Zappa, The Eyes of Osaka, 89, 90, whatever you call it. It's a live show from Japan in February the 3rd, 1976. So there we go. It's an interesting find to actually have and thought. You know, unlike other Zappa live albums, I probably just have like the weird collection, really, eclectic collection. Some different tastes and different bits and pieces of his catalogue, really. So there we go. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. As always, see you for the next video, and goodbye.